it up for Ohio State.
You've waited all day for this.
Don't let that team stand in the way. He's going to take it to the house. 85 yards. Down the right side going Devin Smith. Got it at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown.
The one show that's nothing but the Buckeyes.
Oh, Brad Rucker for the touchdown. Kraft shoots it high on the right for 3.
This is the Buckeye Show.
Here we go on an Oregon Week Wednesday. Wednesday means it's DeVier Day. Yes, indeed. I'm Timmy Hall. We got our man Ryan Baker smelling nice, running the show on the update desk. And like I said, it's a Wednesday. Our buddy, another duck killer, DeVier Posey, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, DeVier?
What's up, Tim? How you doing? What's up, Columbus? I missed last Wednesday. I was on daddy duty, full-time, wife out of town, and I'll tell you what, man, got to give a shout-out to all the single parents out there.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
How
man.
do you do it?
Man.
Look, buddy, we just have one child, and that's enough. And we got a full team. We got me and Sarah.
Yeah.
We're together. We're in love. We're rocking and rolling.
Yep.
And just being the 3-person family, it takes all we got. Everything you got. So I'm with you. I don't know how it's done. I don't know how you guys manage more than one kid. I don't.
Oh, man, it's so much fun, though, man. These dudes bring so much energy. We got youth sport. We got soccer Saturdays, flag football on.
Oh, never stops.
Sundays.
Never stops.
Saturday.
I saw you. I ran into DeVier in the wild last Sunday. I had to go all the way to your part of the country, of town.
Of 71.
Going east of downtown. It makes me, it's like another world. You're living in Hilliard, and then, you got to go all the way down towards Gahanna or Pickerington.
He was so surprised, too. He was like, what are you doing? I was like, Tim, I live over on this side of town. It was fun.
You're like, what are you doing here? I'm like, I don't know. They told us to play out here. We ran up against Deshaun Thomas's son's team.
Yeah.
And we got rocked. Flag football. My son is matched up on a couple of plays against Deshaun Thomas Jr.
Yeah.
Deshaun Thomas Jr. cracked some peanuts on his head and had an interception on him. I said, Jack, not to worry. His dad is a Buckeye basketball legend. One of the great scorers that I've ever seen play basketball at Ohio State. So he's got a good pedigree.
Yeah, man. No, I love the youth sports, man. I'm sitting watching a soccer game, my story this weekend. They tell Drew to take a corner kick out. Tim, this guy rails a corner kick top left shelf. And I'm like,
dang, man.
I'm like, wait, what? I just started screaming. I kind of like run on the field. I wanted to tackle him, and I was like, that's not normal for a 4th grader. And
Cucho? Messi?
Listen, man, I was like, I might want to start taking this soccer stuff serious. I don't know anything about soccer.
No.
I'm learning. This is the most I've learned about soccer. I've gone to a crew game this year. After the crew game, I signed him up for soccer. So it's just like it's taken over, but I love that he loves it.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, DeVier, we've got a big week at hand here. And, talking to Tyvis yesterday, he, of course, had his success against the Oregon Ducks in the national championship game. You walk it back a few years earlier, and you guys had your success against Chip Kelly's Ducks as well. When you hear this, just sit back, take a listen. One of your great plays in your college football career in a Rose Bowl. You wear that hat that I love so much, that Ohio State Rose Bowl hat. But take a listen. 4th quarter time, clinging to a 2-point lead over Oregon, in need of a play to try to secure this one.
Back to throw, lobs it in the left corner of the end zone. Posey got it. Posey with a grab for the touchdown as Pryor hit him up the left side of the field on a 17-yard pass play. Terrell Pryor to DeVier Posey, who got behind corner Anthony Gilden. And Ohio State has added 6 more to the board.
26-17, Bucks over the Ducks. I always love it when Jim Lachey gets a little excited. Touch! He goes in there. Okay, Paul, you finished the call. What a play, though. TP to DeVier Posey.
Oh, man. You talk about favorite football moment of my life. My mom was a huge Rose Bowl fan. She likes the parade. She was in drum corps in high school. And so
I love that. That's great.
She could do the batons. She was the baton thrower. So she always watched the Rose Bowl every New Year's Day. And I'm like, Mom, she makes us watch it.
I bet she hung on to that baton the rest of her life, too.
Man, it was just one of those things that, it was like, this is just on TV. Like, she's just in front and she's like trying to get you to watch it. And so when the game comes around, like I didn't even remember. She was like, I was like, Mom, you coming by the hotel before the game? You know I'm going to the parade. I'm like, oh, that's right. You do watch it every year, right? And so it was just such a huge moment for the family. I mean, that game was a beautiful game. The best part about a Rose Bowl, it's a day game.
Turning into a night game.
You
get the best of everything, right? You get to experience all of it. And that also was a game that still, it was only 12
We hadn't won a bowl game. And we had lost to Texas, LSU, Florida. And then I think the bowl game that we had won before that was 05 Santonio Holmes at the Arizona State Stadium versus Notre Dame, Brady Quinn.
Okay, and then before that, you're getting into the Kansas State game, right? And you're getting into the
04
Alamo Bowl, right? Forget that one.
We were on a drought.
But you're right. There was a drought, and you were playing big-time opponents, and so it was important for that matter. It was important because it was the Rose Bowl, and college football, as we all know, has changed a great bit in just 12 years or whatever it's been.
Yeah.
So that game meant a whole heck of a lot. And here we are now in 2024. A lot has changed.
Yep.
They are a member of the Big Ten Conference. This was a home and away. We were hoping to get this experience to go to Autzen in 2020. Pandemic season comes in, wipes that out. We're not playing football until late October. We didn't know if we were going to have a season that year, but here we are. Big Ten enemies now.
Oh, that's right. It did get wiped away.
It got wiped away.
Because we were supposed to go there first, and then they came in 21 or 22.
Yeah.
Yep.
21 or 22.
Well,
what was that? It was 2 years ago.
It was CJ's first start. It was CJ's first big game.
You're right.
So
it was that right after the Minnesota game, and
it was 2021.
They couldn't stop the one running play. They just kept doing it.
Verdell, he was
over and over and over again. So this game, for a lot of reasons,
means a lot.
It means a lot. It's a conference game. It's two classic football brands. It's 2 versus 3. DeVier, I mean, you think back to playing in big-time games like this, like that Rose Bowl, when it means more, and the team on the other side of the field. What are these guys thinking about? What are they talking about at this stage of the week here on a Wednesday?
Intense practice, Tim. Like not to say like each play is like do or die, I'm yelling at you. Like, you still want to go in and have the same operations, but like as a player, you're practicing faster. As a player, you're studying more. You're taking care of your body. You want to be going as fast as you can, knowing as much as you can. You're going to know what hall that guy likes to eat lunch in on his campus. Like, you're going to know him that well. Like, you're going to study that much. And then, by all means, the players are aware that this is one of the biggest games in college football this season. It's 2 versus 3. It's probably going to say, who takes the lead in the Big Ten. Both teams are undefeated.
College football playoff seeding. As far as getting a bye in the top 4,
absolutely
matters a lot for that.
Yep. So you want to just be playing at your best, man. And this game is it's a big clash, but you don't want to overhype it, But the big players, I think we got guys like, names that come to mind: Ransom, Caleb, Jeremiah, Emeka, Will, that have played in these big games, and they haven't got a chance to play in these big games. And like, I'm around town, at these, these youth fields or, in business meetings. Oh man, this is a huge game. And I'm like, listen, guys, like, we're at the tip of the iceberg with our talent and how much we've been able to display. You like blowout games are only so fun, right? Like,
I'm with you. I'm with you, which is why I think it makes this game an even bigger deal, because you haven't had that contest on the schedule yet. We're used to seeing
test.
You're used to seeing a big time non-conference matchup. Well, one of the last big time non-conference series we had was against Oregon. You had the series against Notre Dame. Before that, it was the series against Oregon, and you didn't get this game. Yep. So now here you have it. It just so happens it's in the middle of the season. You've already had a bye week under your belt in a slow walk up in Big Ten competition. A Michigan State, albeit a road game, but a Michigan State with a brand new head coach, a brand new quarterback, a lot different. And then a formidable Iowa team. But they really can't compare to this super team that Ohio State has built.
Exactly. And my favorite part of 300, well, there's a lot of good parts of 300, but it was I can't.
We will fight in the shade.
Eric Fassbender. They're scouting out Xerxes' armies, and they're looking over the mountain. And he said, "Hey, man, like one of the younger soldiers was like, man, they have crazy army." And he was like, "Well, maybe one of those guys down there can give me an honorable death." And as a real player in football, like that's what you want. Like you want a formidable opponent. You want great competition, right? Like in football, it's war to me, and you want to go out there because you want that person to bring out the best in you.
I like it when they just pushed him right off the cliffs. And he just yelled at him, "They look thirsty. Yeah. Let's give them something to drink."
Yeah. Oh, that's such a great movie.
Michael Fassbender? It's Magneto, right?
Eric Fassbender.
Eric
Fassbender.
I think he's a Michael.
It's Michael?
I don't know.
It's not Eric?
Maybe not.
I think of Eric Who am I thinking of?
Eric Bana? He's not in that movie.
Fassbender.
He's in Troy.
I'm thinking of Fassbender.
Yeah, I think he's a Michael. He's Magneto, right? The young Magneto.
He's the young Magneto, but he was in 300. He had long hair. It was
yes, well, that doesn't change his name.
Are you correcting me? I don't know.
I'm just saying. I thought.
Is it Eric Fassbender?
I'm a bit of a movie buff.
I know. We should know this.
I think it's Michael.
We should know this.
I think it's Michael. Well, we'll get to the bottom of that.
Timmy's right.
I'm right. Oh.
No, is it? Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Eric somebody.
Yeah.
Eric Clapton. All right, DeVier. We're going to have some fun tonight. We continue to get ready for this big-time matchup. This is not the first game, not the first big game for Will Howard, our quarterback, but it's certainly the biggest. So what's his main rule of thumb in games like this? He'll tell us next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Tweet from a listener. Are you carrying the Buckeye game today? Considering we've never not carried one, yes. The answer is yes. The Fan.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. Imagine a tailgate, the heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
There's one medical team in Central Ohio skilled enough to care for your favorite Ohio State team, and Buckeyes everywhere. The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center is your choice for the most highly specialized orthopedic and sports medicine care. Our surgeons, physicians, and physical therapists have access to the most advanced treatments and innovative recovery approaches to get you back in your game. Because on or off the field, our team is your team. The choice for your orthopedic care is clear.
Soy has been keeping secrets, and it's ready to share. Soybeans are among the most versatile agricultural products. They are used in creative ways you may have never realized to make products we all love and use every day. Ohio is leading the way, developing new uses for soybeans to support our changing world. Soy low-key slays, and I'm here for it. Learn more about soybeans at soysecrets.org. This ad brought to you by Ohio soybean farmers and their checkoff.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
A.J. Hawk won a national title, a Super Bowl, and a Lombardi Award, but his weekly appearance on Morning Juice Fridays at 8:33 is the real highlight of his career. If he tells you otherwise, he's lying.
Sponsored by FanDuel.
The Fan.
If a friend asks how you're doing, and you say,
I'm okay.
when the truth is,
I don't want my problems to burden anyone.
or you say,
hang it in there.
because,
If I ask for help, they'll just think I'm weak.
then this is your sign to call, text, or chat 988 for free, confidential support. Anytime. You don't have to hide how you feel.
Voting. It's more than just a right, it's a responsibility. November 5th is Ohio's general election, and we encourage you to make your voice heard. Ohio offers 3 convenient ways to vote: voting on Election Day, early in person, and absentee voting. No matter the method you choose, you can be confident that your vote is secure and your voice will be heard. Go to voteohio.gov to learn more. Sponsored by Ohio Secretary of State Frank LaRose.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Blue skies, light winds, and a fair finish on this Wednesday. Temperatures near 70 degrees. Overnight, clear and cool once again, down to around 40, but plenty of sunshine by Thursday afternoon with highs in the upper 60s. With your 10 weather impact forecast, I'm Chief Meteorologist Jerry Martz on The Fan.
Buckeye Talk and the latest updates on Ryan Day's beard. You're listening to The Buckeye Show.
Timmy Hall and DeVier Posey, Oregon Week. We appreciate all you Buckeye fans being along for the ride. It's a big-time game coming up. By the way, if you want to reach us, we've got the Buckeye Show voicemail and text line. That is 614-460-2896. Before we get back into business with the big game, I want to tell you about my buddies over at Tri-State Men's Health. You see, I had felt something coming on for probably a good year or so, and then I got in touch with Tri-State Men's Health, and it was a huge help for me because low testosterone is a little issue that can cause just a wealth of problems for men that are around my age, early to mid-30s, heading towards the big 4-0. You start losing 2 to 3% of your testosterone production every year. I never thought of this. I never would have known this. It happens gradually. And before you know it, you really don't feel like the same guy that you were in your 20s or even younger 30s. So put a little zip back on that spiral. Go and see Tri-State Men's Health. Get on that low testosterone treatment therapy. They've got other men's sexual health conditions that they can treat as well. It will work wonders. That lack of energy, sleep being off, not seeing those gains from your workouts, if those are issues that have been affecting you, you could be in need for some low T treatment. So go to tristatemenshealth.com. tristatemenshealth.com or call them at 800-900-9654. Check out what they can do for you. Their locations are really lovely. Very beautiful facilities. There's 2 of them right here in Central Ohio, Westerville, and right there in Hilliard, the one I see right off of 270 and Cemetery Road. Again, tristatemenshealth.com. All right, DeVier, big time week, and we got to focus on that quarterback. Will Howard has played in big-time games before. You can look at when he was Kansas State's quarterback and how he took down TCU in a Big 12 championship game in an overtime performance. Now,
we were watching that game.
We were watching that game. Yep. Their defense held up, and TCU was trying to punch one in, and they had a goal line stand, and so then K-State was able to kick a field goal for the win, but he didn't have an interception in that game, which is something that was nice to see because we've seen in his 2 full seasons of play with Kansas State, he reached double digits in interceptions, which is something that you really don't want Will to hit as he's quarterbacking the Buckeyes. But how different do you think this is? Because he ain't at Kansas State. He knows he's got a lot more riding on this, quarterbacking the Buckeyes with this team around him, and this is his first big test in this spot.
Well, the difference is Ryan Day and Chip Kelly. I mean, since Will Howard has came on campus, he's gotten better as a player under their tutelage. I think Will Howard has grown with his decision-making, right? I mean, you watch him in that Big 12 game. I just remember this corner post that he threw to I just remember his nickname was Deuce.
Deuce Vaughn?
Deuce Vaughn, number 22. It was a great ball.
Who got drafted by the Cowboys.
Got drafted by the Cowboys. It was a corner ball, a corner post, and that's his ability. I mean, he matched Max Duggan play for play in that game. I remember Max Duggan's elbow was bleeding for 2 weeks after that game. Do you remember that? He had a bloody elbow. It was just crazy. He had to keep going out of the game for a bloody elbow because they were playing at the Cowboys stadium.
Making him bleed, man.
But I mean,
He's a bleeder.
Well, we joked about that. I don't know if you remember, but we joked about you said something like, man, his elbow is still bleeding. And
stitch him up. Yeah. Patch him up. Get him back out there.
I just remember Will's performance in that game and how he rose to the occasion and actually beat them and won a Big 12 championship. And then
it was probably a who is this guy for us?
Yeah, who is this
watching
guy?
That game.
And then you're saying, you speak about his interceptions. Interceptions are fixable. It's not like it's a disease, like a terminally ill disease that you have that you're gonna die and never become a starting quarterback. You can fix interceptions. You can fix it with decision making all the way back to the first game. If you think about Ryan Day's interviews, and commenting on Will Howard and the things that he's saying, is hey, I thought he made good decisions. I thought he was decisive. I thought he checked the ball down with his feet well. I thought he threw the ball away at the right times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's how you get rid of interceptions in big games. You do it in games that don't mean as much. You do it in blowouts.
That's what you hope, right?
And then it becomes a habit,
they're timely interceptions, where if you're going to have a pick, maybe it's early in the game and you're trying to take a chance or taking a risk on a certain play.
Well, no, the only interceptions that are acceptable is if, it tips off of Mecca's hands or, a tip pick. That's okay because it's not really on the quarterback. It's not on the quarterback.
If you hit a guy in the hands and someone to make the play.
That's okay. That's forgivable. But, the habit and the routine of the decision-making of checking down with your feet, throwing the ball away, and, just making great decisions. Your feet tell you everything in a play. If you take a 5-step drop, you look downfield, option 1's not there. Option 2 is not there. All right, either I'm running or I'm throwing it away or I'm checking down, period. No matter what game, no matter what play, do those things all the time. And I think Will is doing a good job of doing that.
I like it. I was actually trying to give, because I've been talking about Will's blemishes in the last 2 football games for a couple of shows now. And I was trying to give the benefit of the doubt that picks will happen. I understand you can't be perfect. We can try and practice to be perfect, but you're probably going to make a mistake sooner or later. I like hearing you say that, how you're really the only acceptable interception is if it isn't your fault. It goes off of your wide receiver's hands.
It's a wide receiver's fault. That should be a wide receiver's. They should make that a wide receiver interception.
We can't. They should. They should make that a stat. We can still agree. We can sit here and say that. He's still going to have a blemish. He is going to make a mistake at some point this year and throw an interception that's a ball that should not have been thrown. Or maybe he has pressure in his face and he doesn't eat the play, or he just tries to do too much and not let the play die. There's a couple things.
Yeah.
You can have a team that's good enough to overcome that mistake. It can be early in the football game, and it's not at a crippling time where it's a key drive late in the third quarter and you're trailing, or early in the fourth quarter and it's a drive where you have to score. Yeah. That's when you got to be really smart and just not let them happen. Let me listen to Will here. Let's listen to Will, because I'm sure you can relate to this too. And his rule of thumb when he gets into these big-time games is to not really let it, almost a la Tiger Woods, where you would see a lot of times he'd be emotionless. And that's why he could be such a killer, because he's not trying to get too crazy. Obviously, he had some pretty famous fist pumps, but a lot of times we'd be watching him play, and it's just a stoic dude. Will talked a little bit about how he rolls.
It's hard to circle on one thing, that you want to focus on in these big games and you want to take away from these big games. But from my experience in playing in them, the biggest thing is staying neutral and not getting too high and getting too low, because we know the emotions are going to be running rampant in this game. We know the implications of this game. We know it's a big one, but at the end of the day, you got to stay neutral, and you can't get too high. You can't get too low. You can't let things that happen affect you. I played it. I'd say one of our biggest games last year was at Texas, and we were down 27-7 in the fourth, and we ended up tying it and going to overtime. I've learned, you just can never say die, and you can never be up by too much either. It goes both ways, and you have to understand that the situations really matter, and that one play can make the difference in a game, and every single play really matters. And in a matchup game like this, we're really focused on that, and want to make sure that we take every opportunity we get to capitalize on opportunities.
DeVier, I could remember you getting a little bit fiery at times, but I also remember a guy that kept things even keeled.
Absolutely. I mean, the thing about the lights, I call it the lights, right? Like the big lights. I always trusted myself in the biggest moments, right? Like, you would have mishaps, but I love what Will is saying. Like, you just got to just stay, can't get high, can't get too low. Just stay cruising at the altitude. And the thing as a player, and it's so funny, when you have blowout games, you're always kind of looking over your shoulder like, all right, am I getting subbed out? But in a big game like this, like Will, he knows he's going all the way into the fourth quarter. Like, right? Like in like he's saying, is like, we can't be up by too much. So he's like, I have a full game to really like put this team away, right? I have a full game to really like play with my signals. I have a full game to really say, hey, in the first half we did this. Oh, in the second half we showed them this.
Yeah.
And
I get to have a moment. Well,
it's one of those things where it's like, we can play with the form. If we really get into the X's and O's, like you can show stuff in the first quarter, second quarter, and then in the third and fourth quarter, boom, we're hitting a big play late, like right when we need it. Like, hey, we showed them this in the first half, boom, let's hit it in the fourth quarter. And just as a player, knowing those things, that it's not a thing about like, hey, we're gonna blow them out and then I'm out of the game. Like, you get excited for that, man. It's just so exciting.
It is a big game, and it's an exciting week. We're going to keep talking about it here. Oregon head coach Dan Lanning. He did something interesting today that I'm not sure we're going to read into way too much. Maybe we will. We'll give that to you next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
Are you tired of large point spreads and lackluster matchups? Us too. Good news. It's Oregon week. More good news. You picked the right radio station. The Fan.
Attention, small business or sole proprietors. Do you want to save money on health care for your business? Be able to cover your employees with the best dental, doctors, and hospitals? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter for the SACA Benefit Plan. Nearly 100,000 members strong in the state of Ohio. The SACA Benefit Plan is administered by Anthem and could be right for you. Small businesses, visit 844-medohio.com. That's medohio.com. The SACA Benefit Plan could be right for you. Visit 844-medohio.com. Hey, it's Bobby. If you've been thinking about changing the windows or doors in your home, it'd be dumb not to get a few estimates. It's a big purchase. All I'm saying is don't be double dumb and forget to include my friends at Pella Columbus, voted by Columbus as the leading, most trusted, and most likely to improve the look of your home. And with 5 different window lines for the $300,000 to the $3 million home, the Pella product is famous. And the local team here in town have been just as impressive. Check them out at PellaColumbus.com.
Shop Meijer for monster deals and spooky savings this week. Save on red or golden delicious, Empire, Fuji, Gala, and Macintosh apples. Mix and match and fill your tote bag for 79 cents a pound. From creepy to just plain silly, our selection of kids' costumes are 25% off. And Halloween snack-size non-chocolate candy is only $3.49 per bag. Shop these frighteningly good deals and more in-store or in the Meijer app. Exclusions apply.
Protect yourself, Ohio. Get your shots for COVID and flu today. A message from the Ohio Departments of Health and Aging.
Much like a vampire, we need to be invited into your house. But once we're in, we never leave. Listen to The Fan on your Alexa or Google Home smart speaker. Just say play 97.1 The Fan and prepare to be amazed. Do it now.
This football season, choose chill and go with the beer that's made for Ohio State game day. Whether you're at the shoe, the bar, or the basement, bring the Silver Bullets. You can win tickets to the game against that team up north on November 30th. Enter keyword kickoff at CoorsLight.com/college football. No purchase necessary. Open only to residents of Ohio through 10/31/24. See official rules for details at CoorsLight.com/college football. Coors Light, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. 21 means 21. Celebrate responsibly.
At Byers Auto, we've been football fans since 1897, back when tailgates had actual tails. Our legacy of supporting our local team is as strong as our commitment to providing exceptional vehicles. While we're known for our new cars, we also offer a variety of pre-owned vehicles that meet our rigorous standards. Our friendly staff is here to help you find the perfect vehicle for your lifestyle and budget. Visit us in person or shop online at ByersAuto.com. Come see why it's better to buy at Byers.
The future of recycling is now at Rumpke Waste and Recycling. The recycling leader has opened North America's largest, most technologically advanced recycling center right here in Central Ohio. This one-of-a-kind facility features interactive displays, educational opportunities, and the ability to process over 60 tons of recycled material per hour. Rumpke is committed to recycling and sustainability efforts, and for more than 90 years, Rumpke has worked to make sure the items you place in your recycling bin get used again. Visit Rumpke.com to learn how you can team with Rumpke to put less trash in our landfills and more of it to good use.
Hello, I'm Ross Bjork, Senior Vice President and Eugene Smith, Wolf Foundation Endowed Athletics Director at The Ohio State University. In partnership with AEP, Donato's, Kroger, The Ohio State University Wexner Medical Center, Huntington, and 10 TV, Ohio State Athletics strives to inspire the community to make a positive impact on children and families in our great state through the Buckeyes Care Initiative. Show and share your support in the community by using the hashtag BuckeyesCare.
The Buckeye Show is sponsored by CareSource, proud to be your home for Ohio State Athletics. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Stickers on helmets make us happy. This is the Buckeye Show.
Yes, we on the Buckeye Show are indeed sponsored by our good friends at CareSource and by Coors Light. Timmy Hall and DeVier Posey with you fine Buckeye fans on a Wednesday. Ryan Baker back there as well. We just had an interesting conversation in the commercial break. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was a couple of videos making the rounds on social media. And DeVier, you'd like this because of the position you played. And one's not a very flattering look for George Pickens for the Pittsburgh Steelers. And this is not new for him. Like, this has already been the knock on him. And you know what? This is what the Pittsburgh Steelers get. Like, they had every chance to interview this guy and figure out what makes him tick, not just the football player, but the person as well. And if this is the kind of attitude and effort he brings, then that's a problem for them to deal with. They made their bed, they sleep in it. But Baker was telling me that, because I saw the video that someone from the Pittsburgh media showed of George when you're probably not getting the football. And it was just a compilation of a lot of his routes. And it is awful. Like, it is lazy and it is half speed, hardly bringing any defenders with him, not really throwing blocks. Doesn't look anything like what a lot of these Buckeye wide receivers are doing in this offense. When you see a Emeka Egbuka willing to get into a tight end spot and throw a block right on a linebacker to help spring Quinshawn for a touchdown run, it's great. It's brilliant stuff. Guys that are 10, 20 yards downfield blocking. Yeah. But, Bake, you said there was one of Jackson Smith and Jigba that was out there, too?
Yeah, so there was a play where Geno Smith ran for like 40 yards in the game last week. I think were they playing the Giants last week?
Yes, and they wound up losing that game, but either way.
Somebody showed like the all-22 of that, and Jackson's running like a go route on that play. And he, like, reaches out like the ball is coming and looking back, and he's got two defenders full bore running down the field, following him, opening up just that whole area of the field for Geno to run through.
So he's running 22 miles an hour, Will Howard speed, right? Yep. Just straight blast speed, bringing defenders with him, going balls to the walls, which is what you got to do every single play if you're a team guy.
Yeah, as a wide receiver, I had a coach in Canada. His name is Tommy Condell, man. He's from New York. He played at Cornell. He always would say, hey, man, he with a New York.
Go Big Red.
Yep. He would say with a New York accent, hey, you got to take the trash out with a smile on your face, son.
You do.
That's it.
You do.
Just on Thursday, tomorrow's trash day for me. And you know what? Literally, I take the trash out with a smile on my face.
Get it out there.
Yeah.
You know what I do with the trash?
Figuratively.
I run the trash out.
I like that.
I actually run the trash down to the bottom of the driveway.
Yeah.
Why? Because I'm taking the trash out. Let's get down to business. Let's do this. Let's do the work. Let's get it over with.
Just like JSN, run it, sell the route.
Yes,
Tim.
I'm selling it, man.
Sell it.
I got pep in my step. I'm hustling. I don't want to be doing this for longer than I have to. I'm running the go route with the trash cans. I'll even use left hand, right hand. I don't even drag them from behind. I push them forward, and I'm at jog speed, one in each hand.
And listen, the football gods honor that stuff, man. Like, in any way, like, when you turn on the film the next day, like, it might be something you forget about, but when coach turns it on, he's going to say, hey, guys, let's watch some winning plays here. And they're going to have that laser. They might have something different now. They might have the actual, like, highlighted player, but they're going to circle you and say, hey, this is championship effort right here. And you want guys to feed off of that, especially guys like Emeka Egbuka, who's a senior, who passed up the league, to come back to say, hey, if I can take out the trash with a smile on my face, Jeremiah, you can too.
Amen.
Quinshon, you can too.
Yeah, these guys, I think they're going to find that it's more fulfilling if you play the game this way.
Definitely, it's way more fulfilling.
You want to respect everything about your career, right? And why would you try to treat something that is bringing you a big-time paycheck? It's bringing you an opportunity to further yourself, to create a legacy, to be a part of a team and accomplish something bigger. I don't understand people like that would try to minimize it in a certain way.
Yeah.
The game's going on, play it to your fullest.
In the NIL era in college and in the incentive era in the NFL, it's easy to get caught up in the individual accolades, but football is the ultimate team game. Like Jeremiah Smith's one-handed catch does not happen without Trevion going face-to-face to face mask with somebody.
Absolutely.
It has to happen. It takes
Will still got to throw him the ball too, right?
Well, Devin
got to block it, got to still throw it.
Well, Devin coming in and throwing a dime, and it
no
takes
kidding, one play, right? Backup quarterback comes in one play, trusts his guy.
Yeah, and it takes 10 other guys for you to make one play, and at the end of a season, when you have a championship ring, when you have that banner up, when you get that, you're like, you only remember your guys. You only remember the dudes you did it with. You'll remember your plays, but that stuff lasts forever, man. Like the relationship and the bond that you have with your brothers, it's the best feeling ever, man. Best feeling ever.
Yeah, and I would think that the guys that actually give a damn and work harder, they're going to have the respect of the coaches and the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And you're going to, if you're playing one of those skill positions, like Terry McLaurin. That Terry McLaurin has this unbelievable quarterback in Jaden Daniels, who's going to be the runaway for Rookie of the Year, and he might be better than that. He deserves it, right?
He deserves it.
And you know what? He's going to show you he's still probably one of the 15 best wide receivers in football, and the numbers are going to start to rack up again, and he's going to be having a 1,200-yard season or whatever it is.
Guys, and you know what I love about this is I think it was 2 weeks ago I saw a highlight of Chris Henry Jr. blocking on the outside in his high school game and taking the guy off the field into the stands. And
into the stands?
I mean, just about.
Behind the concession stand.
No, not that far.
Got him a hot dog.
Go have a drink, bro.
It's just that's a competitiveness and a fire that I don't think you can teach. In Ohio State, they're recruiting these guys that do that already, and I love it.
All right, boys, you tell me. I think this one can be filed under the clickbait, but it had to do with Oregon-Ohio State week, so I was drawn to it. And there was another story in college football that actually was more real that is along these lines, so I'll compare the two. So Dan Lanning, obviously Oregon's head coach, he apparently, and the Ducks were going to have a portion of their practice today that was open to the media, right? We do this at Ohio State. Buckeye basketball here recently was starting up their fall practice before their season. They invited media out to take a look at the guys. And I joked with Jake DeVier the other day, were you going hard in practice because you knew the media was going to come in here and cameras were going to be there and you wanted to get him to see the coach out there hustling? He joked. He's like, that's the Ask Bruce Thornton. He said, ask Bruce Thornton if I'm like that in every practice. He is. He's got that dog in him, Diebler. So Dan winds up closing the practice. And it's understandable. It's Ohio State week, but it was open, and then he wound up closing it. And there were some jokes had when he met with local media. Apparently, there's a reporter for the Oregonian, James Crapia. he is an Ohio State alum. And Lanning started off the little media scrum joking that they had to close the practice because of James and his ties to Ohio State, which, again, disclaimer, I'm sure one had nothing to do with the other. It certainly didn't have to do with that reporter being an Ohio State alum. It was just a decision that was made. Why have an open practice if it's a 15-minute period? We're closing it. He said that it was good work today. Sorry, I had to keep you guys out of it. We know James went to Ohio State, so no offense there, but good work, good practice. Certainly enjoyed making the climbs and going in the right direction. Now, Eli Drinkwitz at Mizzou, you saw this story, how ahead of the – and this is funny because they got drilled. They got their asses kicked at Texas A&M.
Yes.
He kept that woman, that young woman, out of the facility and out of practice all week because her brother – is the quarterback for Texas A&M. And Eli Drinkwitz at Mizzou was serious about this, thinking that she was going to leak information down there. Well, maybe she did anyway because she was pissed off.
Sister?
Yeah, this was Marcel's sister, the quarterback for Texas A&M.
Yeah.
And they, of course, blasted them. Beat the crap out of them. But he actually did that for real.
Yeah. I mean, it just gives you like Woody Hayes vibes of
totally.
Oh, there's an eye in the sky watching.
Oh my God, we got a Buckeye out here covering Oregon football. Spy!
Yeah.
Spy!
Yeah. Still got to go play the game.
Still got to do it, right? All right, we're going to hear from a newcomer from this Ohio State basketball team who will play a big role in how good this team ultimately is. Don't miss it. It's coming up next. It's the Buckeye Show on The Fan.
This promo is brought to you by Common Man and Timmy Hall's Ping Pong Game. The Fan.
Want to kick off your fall shopping with a touchdown? Shop Bob's Discount Furniture for pieces that fit your style and your space. Check out Bob's space-conscious and style-forward furniture for every room, like counter-height dining sets, convenient lift-top coffee tables, guest-friendly pop-up sleepers, and storage-filled seating perfect for game day hangouts. So stop and score winning design with Bob's Discount Furniture, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey, Buckeye fans. As the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics, Roosters is kicking off an incredible giveaway you won't want to miss. This football season, we're giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences. 3 drawings, 12 winners with prizes including tickets, sideline passes, and 2 trips to a Buckeye postseason game. Go to roosterswings.com to register and see all the details. 3 drawings, 12 amazing prizes. Register today and every day. Roosters, a fun, casual joint.
Imagine a tailgate. The heat of the flame, the sizzle of the burger, the squeeze of the ketchup. Grilling is essential to tailgating as the game itself. Weber grills are there in the hours, minutes, and even seconds before kickoff. Before the best damn band in the land plays the battle cry, signaling it's time to take the field. Weber is a proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics. This season, Weber created an officially licensed limited edition Ohio State grill inspired by the iconic Buckeye helmets. Find the best damn grill in the land at local Ohio retailers.
Go behind the scenes of one of the most recognizable landmarks in all of college athletics with a tour of Ohio Stadium. A seasoned redcoat will be your guide as you make your way through walls of the stadium, into the press box, and onto the field. Upgrade to the VIP package and get special access to the band center and the Ohio State home locker room. From corporate outings and school groups to single-person tours and small families, Ohio Stadium Tours offers a variety of options and pricing that will meet your needs. For more information, visit OhioStateBuckeyes.com and book your tour of Ohio Stadium today.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Do you like cartoons? Like, no, because fake. Like, get real people having real problems. And it's like, what about the Harlem Globetrotters? Like, they're having fun. Stop it.
Common Man and T-Bone.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekdays 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Tire Discounters announces our latest breakthrough, TD Chat BS. This software allows us to detect untruths, deceptions, and even outright lies. Let's listen in as we call a local car dealer.
Hi, I drive your model of auto or truck. I need servicing.
Oh, that's great. You should always call the dealer for service to make sure your warranty stays intact.
Untruth.
Excuse me?
I can attend at Tire Discounters for all services, even for all manufacturers' scheduled maintenance. Warranty not affected.
But it's only us dealers who really know our own models.
Deception. Tire Discounters technicians are certified experts for all makes and models.
Okay, maybe.
How many dollars do you charge me for? As few as Tire Discounters?
We are not that much more.
Outright lie. Ending call now. Bye. Adios. Aloha. Hasta la pasta.
Right now, save up to $250 on Cooper tires, and Shocks and Struts are buy 3, get 1 free.
Looking to sell your home? Don't pay 6% commission. Call my guys at Sell for 1% Realtors. They're full service, not a do-it-yourself kind of thing. On average, customers save over $10,000. Give them a call, 614-451-6616. That's 451-6616.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Connection, opportunity, possibility. It's what we all want. Spectrum has built a world where anything is possible, with products and services designed to work better together for a seamless connectivity experience. A connection to family and friends, a connection to education, and a connection to new opportunities. So there's no limit to how big we can dream. That's Life Unlimited. That's Spectrum.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Broadcasting live from DeVier Posey's wonderful Cologne Emporium, also known as the Fan Studio. This is the Buckeye Show.
Presented by Coors Light.
Yeah, DeVier, smelling good as always. This was funny, too, because we put this rejoin in. Sort of a shout out to DeVier, always smelling nice. And where did I see you? Were we on campus this past weekend? Yes. What did I think you were doing? And you're like, oh no, that was just cologne. Yeah, you were I thought you were putting sunscreen on because it was a blazer.
And I was like, no, I'm actually putting on cologne.
I'm like, yes.
He's like, oh, I'm surprised.
Of course you are. Yeah. I was about to say, hey, DeVier, I was like, can you mind if I get some of that sunscreen? Because I saw you were actually like, you were lathering. Usually like a cologne, you do a little spritz or whatever, and that's the end of it. You like were had it in the palms of your hands, and you were rubbing it all over your arms and your skin that was exposed. I thought you were lotioning up.
I do the spray. I do the cologne lotions. All the oils. Yeah, I just wanna be that guy. Like,
you gotta be at your best.
When you give me a hug, you're like, that guy smells good.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you could give some of your cologne to my son because
is he starting to get musty?
My boy, it's not that. No. I don't know if your sons are the same way, but my son and all of his little buddies that come by the house, they just cake themselves in cheap Nautica aerosol spray. It's awful. I can't tell you how much of a headache this stuff gives me. Yeah. One little spray, and I'm telling you, these kids come home
anywhere in the house.
They come home caked in sweat. They've been at the park in the wet grass playing football for 2 hours. They come in there. They don't want to bathe. They don't want to shower. You're more than welcome to hit the shower, man. Like we got that nice shower. We got the nice bathroom with the stand-up shower in the basement now. You're more than welcome. I got fresh towels. Yeah. Hit yourself a shower. Yeah. Get a spare set of clothes over here. You're good. No, they just want to spray that stuff all over themselves.
Just layering on top of the funk.
Oh God,
man!
I turn the corner. I go downstairs where they're hanging. I'm like, oh God,
immediate headache.
I'll be in the sunroom. Yeah. I'll be over there if you need me. All right, so getting down to some Buckeye men's basketball here. It's Oregon week for the football side. We know it. It's huge, but men's basketball is right around the corner. Next Friday night, exhibition game at Cincinnati. DeVier, I caught up with 7 players yesterday, and I think the 2 biggest ones for how far this team is going to go. I've said this a couple times now. It's Sean Stewart, 5-star transfer from Duke, and Aaron Bradshaw, 5-star transfer from Kentucky. Mm-hmm. How good these guys can be, I think a lot of it rides on their shoulders right there. What do you think?
Yeah, and I'll throw Meechie Johnson in there too as well, for sure.
I expect big things from Meechie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I do. Don't you?
Absolutely.
I expect it, but you're right. You're not wrong. Yeah. Meechie's got to be great.
Yeah, I kind of like I bunch him in with the transfers.
Yeah,
he's not. Yeah, he's a transfer.
Well, you want to hear this?
Yep.
I caught up with Aaron yesterday, so let's take a listen. Me and Aaron Bradshaw, new Ohio State Buckeye. Buckeye Hoops fans, we're with the tower, 7'1", Aaron Bradshaw, who just commented on my slip-on shoes, which I certainly appreciated because I'm an old guy and I don't need laces anymore. But Aaron, first of all, welcome to Columbus. I think you made a wise choice leaving Kentucky, coming to Ohio State.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I did make a wiser choice, I feel like. Yes, sir.
Tell me, you played for Coach Cal, and now you've been playing for Coach DeVier. You've got a guy that's been coaching a long time, one of the most successful in the game, and now Jake DeVier, who's ready to get his career going. What are some of the differences there?
The competitiveness in practices, and I feel like the more time is being put towards the players. You feel me? I feel like Jake takes his time with his players. He talks with them, works out with them, and everything that he says he does, he always does it. So, like, he's one of those reliable people that you always need in your corner.
Tell us, what has he been saying to you? What is Coach DeVier trying to get out of you for this season?
Just be consistent and just have a lot of fun, just be the person I'm being. And just try to expand my game and play with players like Austin Parks, Ivan, and just bringing that dog out.
A lot of people are looking at this backcourt. I wouldn't imagine that creates any kind of rivalries with, front court better than back court, that type of deal. You need all those components to work in unison, but it feels like you guys could have a pretty full cupboard here, full roster. Don't you think so?
Yeah, for sure. We got a lot of pieces. Austin, like I said, Michi, Devin, Bruce, Micah, Junie, Braylon. Like, we have a lot of key players that we really need. So,
what do you think is going to be the biggest challenge for you guys to achieve success? And by the way, what do you view as success for this team?
The biggest thing I feel like we need to achieve is just being consistent. I feel like we got to just be consistent and have a lot of effort and a lot of fight towards things that may not go our way. Because now I'm not saying we're gonna be perfect. I'm not saying we about to go 30-something. God only knows that. But I feel like we got to be the most consistent and the most prepared we can be. And what I feel like success is did you get better today? Did you elevate your game today? Did you learn something new? Being successful is not a long-term thing. It's also a short period thing. You feel me? So I feel like just having that mindset, having that thought, that could be probably a good thing.
That was one of the interesting parts for me, is that Aaron didn't want to mess around with the tournament expectations. Yep. I think they all understand that really well.
Smart man.
And it was a good answer, the way he just talked about getting better. It's just like media savvy.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's a Kentucky transfer, but the thing I love about Aaron, I mean, he's 7'1", Rari frame. They're talking about him being improved as a 3-point shooter.
Absolutely.
They are. You think about him being a trail 4, coming off screens, even being able to be a lob guy, but also being able to surprise and pop and hit that top of the key 3. Man, I'm excited to see him play in scarlet and gray this year, and then how much depth we have on the basketball side too as well, Tim. I mean, this team behind Coach DeVier, and what I heard Bradshaw say is when you take like that approach, I heard Nick Saban talk about this real quick. He says, like, instead of having expectations on winning and losing and putting that over your head every day, how about we like build a culture? How about we like chop away at something each day? And the fact that success to him is getting better each day and elevating your game. I love that mindset for the basketball program so far.
We need to do it. I can't wait. And it's such a big week. I can't wait for this Oregon game coming up.
Bucks.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it a lot more tomorrow. Tomorrow, come out and see us. The Buckeye Show is going to be on the road. We'll be actually close to DeVier's town.
Yeah.
We'll be
Bring me a slice of pizza.
We'll be at Cardo's Pizza and Tavern in Pickerington from 6 to 8 tomorrow night. Cannot wait for it. DeVier, you or Dane on high school football?
It's Dane
this week. So DeVier next up on the pregame show. Now, we will get you to the Inside Edge, then On the Money and the Browns preview show after that. Have a good night on The Fan.
1, 2, 3. Here at The Fan is always football o'clock. Proud to be your home of the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. The Fan.
Buckeyes, I'm Kurt Lewis, United Healthcare of Ohio CEO and graduate of The Ohio State University. United Healthcare and the Ohio Chamber of Commerce believe healthy small businesses are vital to our economy. That's why we're ready to give your small business a big promotion at no cost to you through our small business sweepstakes. Winners receive radio promotion, social media recognition, and more. To enter, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. United Healthcare, proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
For terms and conditions, visit ohiostatebuckeyes.com/UHC. Sweepstakes rules and restrictions apply.
Things are popping at Al's Delicious Popcorn. With over 80 flavors to choose from, we have something for everyone. From classics like caramel cashew, white cheddar, and our famous vanilla butternut, to new flavors like chicken and waffles and spicy barbecue. They are all made fresh and they are all delicious. Visit us online at alspopcorn.com or come see us and experience the best service in town at 1500 Bethel Road in Columbus. Al's Delicious Popcorn.
It's game day at Raising Cane's. If you want to order like a Buckeye, it's the action off the field you need to focus on. The only play you're running is chicken. So what combo are you picking? Make it a perfect season. We've got tailgates of hand-battered, cooked-to-order chicken fingers and cane sauce. And jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade. All available to order online or on our app. This season is about to be unbeatable. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love. Proud sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
Hey Columbus, looking for the perfect day trip? Head to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. Dive into football history, see legendary players, and enjoy interactive exhibits. Fun for the whole family. Visit ProFootballHOF.com for tickets. The Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where it's always football season.
Marty Brenneman here for Tri-State Men's Health, the leader in men's sexual health for treating erectile dysfunction and low testosterone issues. And they're the leader for a reason, because I can tell you from my own experience of being treated there, Tri-State Men's Health is top shelf. Far too many men wait to get their ED treated, but I want to tell you today that you shouldn't wait any longer. If you're suffering with ED and are like most guys, a medical team at Tri-State Men's Health will get you back on track fast. They have the experience, they have the treatment protocols, and they know what they're doing. At Tri-State Men's Health, they have ED treatments that are effective in well over 90% of men. They can even combine treatments for better results. You might even find yourself performing like you haven't in years. So make an appointment today. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. They have 6 offices.